In basketball, there's no immaculate stat line except for last night. I think if you score 30 plus points, have 15 plus assists, and 10 plus rebounds, and no turnovers, that sounds immaculate to me. Anybody who's not watching the Knicks Pacers series, I get it. There's a lot of people watching. Some of you may not be. Here's what you're missing. You're missing the benefit of a team. The Pacers are a better team than the Knicks. The Pacers have a superstar in Haliburton, and they have built pieces around Haliburton that complement him. I don't know how many more times I need to explain to myself or others that when the sum is greater than the parts, you end up with something special on the field. That is why general managers get paid. That is why it is easy to differentiate between those who know what they're doing and those who don't in sports, not just based on 1 year sample size of a win-loss record. When you look at what this Pacers team does and what they've done with this core, and then you watch the game last night and you realize that when you're up 2-1 and you're home for game 4, you've got a lot of pressure on you, because if you lose, all of a sudden it's 2-2 and the Knicks have home court advantage again. And you're going back to the Garden for game 5, tied at 2, playing a 2 out of 3 series with 2 in New York. If you win, you're up 3-1 and you feel like you're more than in control of the series. You have 3 chances to win 1 game. Not impossible. Not like if the Pacers had won game 3, then it's 100% over. But winning game 4 means it's, call it 80% over. What you look for in a player when you're signing a player, when you're putting your team together, you're trying to understand, will this player be the guy? And that's a word that's overused. Are you the guy? I'm the guy. I'm the man. I feel like I'm Vince Vaughn and John Favreau and Swingers. No. The guy is someone who, when you put him on your team during the offseason, when you talk to the player, you imagine what that player does during clutch moments, what that player does when the cameras are off inside the clubhouse or locker room, what that player does during the off season. This is not about race, color, creed, age, size, position. This is about evaluation. This is about understanding what the full package is versus what mostly a half package is, and the decisions you make as a GM or a team president when you give up on something. We all do it with our team. Udonis Haslem is a great example with the Heat. He stays on the bench as an active player when he's really just acting as an assistant coach, but he adds something in the clubhouse locker room. He adds something during practice, during games, during road trips, during team meetings. He adds something that merits a spot on the team. In baseball, we do it. When we're making up our bench, when we're looking at who is going to be in our bullpen, we are looking at makeup. And I don't mean makeup on your face. I mean makeup in a room. I was thinking a lot about this, Coco, of putting a team together, and I did not put this together when I was doing it. But every year, as I look back, we were putting together a cast, a reality show cast. The way Survivor is announcing today who's going to be at season 50. I'll have some thoughts on that. Every team during the offseason, you get together and you put names on a board and you think about who fits with who. And you have to get some who are grinders. You have to get some who are motivators. You have to get some who you know are going to be turds, but their skill and ability takes over for that fact. You have to get some who you know are going to get beaten out in spring training, but you want their personality on your team because of the leadership traits they show toward other members who you know are going to be on your team. And you're putting pieces together literally on a board. Literally, we've got every name of a player. We would print it out, and the AGM would do this, and you'd put it on a sticky magnet, and you would put the magnet on a literal big whiteboard, and we'd be moving players in and out, by position. We'd be looking at batting orders. We'd be looking at the bench. We'd be looking at depth. And we've got all of these things moving around. And one of the things you talk about is, how do these players fit? And it's way harder than you think to accomplish, because you get it wrong quite a bit. Rick Carlisle looks like, if he can't, he looks exactly like Jim Carrey, like his doppelganger. But he has this aura of control that then bleeds down into his players, who, whether they're up 10, down 10, up 20, down 20, I can't tell. There is no panic at all. And Haliburton doesn't do it in a way that makes you want to have to notice him. He does it in a way that when it's over, you look at the piece of art. He is, I got it, Coca. You're going to be upset with this, but that's okay. He's pointillism. Pointillism is the type of art where when you're up really close to it, it's not brushstrokes, it's literal points on a canvas. When you're up close to a piece of art that is pointillism, you don't know what the hell you're looking at. When you pull back and you look at the piece of art, when you look at the canvas, it becomes clear as day. The brilliance of what the artist did, hard to imagine. Go to the Art Institute in Chicago if you want to see the greatest example by Seurat. That's what the Pacers are. That's what Haliburton is. When you're up close, it doesn't look like much. You see a few missed shots. You see a few made shots. You see some dribbles. You see some end-of-game shots. You see some stuff. And then you pull back, and he's got 32 points, 15 assists, 12 rebounds, and no turnovers? None. Rick Carlisle, after the game, was gushing about Haliburton, gushing about the guy, as he should, saying that you are seeing something that is historic. Just think about the fact that Haliburton, in 4 games this series, has 6 total turnovers. Brunson has 16. Haliburton has 44 assists over these 4 games. Brunson has half that many, 22. You look at this series, people are calling Brunson the greatest Knick of all time. Walt Frazier and Patrick Ewing should say, hold my corn on the cob. But that said, I'm looking at this series. The Knicks are outmatched. They're just outmatched.